Hello, I'm Davey, also known as Davynators on the interwebs. I always had a creative mind, always had the urge to create things. So I started learning Unity. So I created a few games with some online courses, had fun, but I found out I don't really like programming, so I quit. And I still like all these ideas, they were just hanging around. Nobody saw them, nobody read them, and I couldn't show them to people because I couldn't make games. So 5 years later, I started learning Blender, 3D modeling. Had a lot of fun, created some renders. Now I just wanted to get the ball rolling again with game development. I want to do something with those ideas. So I started following an Unreal Engine course, and that opened the world to me. I bought a course, made a few games with the course, and I had an idea. Hello, are you still with me? You better be, because we are kicking off now. We are actually kicking off creating a game. I've actually read a lot of things, like in small, do something which has already been done, just so you learn like how game development works, and I guess that's true. I have like 16 ideas or something, I don't know. I have a lot of ideas, and I want to create them all, but don't know where to start really. So I came up with, well, I have big ideas, but we will start with a small idea, you know? So I come up with the following. We have like Slender, you know, like that creepy game with the weird man following you everywhere. That game is very simple. It's just one area, one enemy, 8 things to collect. We're gonna create Slenderman basically, but we're gonna have a little bit of a twist, so we don't have like a one-on-one representation of the game. So I'm part of a community from a streamer called MorgiCorgie.
But it's like different, you know, it's better. It's like together, but better, you know?
She's actually a very nice human being. And I was like, why not create a game those people will enjoy? Since I'm not aiming for like a high audience right now. So we're basically just creating a game with a theme about her streams. So the ideas we have set now is basically, we have like 7 areas. One area is going to be of the game control. There's like a hidden puzzle section, which is a motel. For me, it's one of the more memorable places of control, and it's very recognizable as well. And it's just a nice fancy motel. Very simple. Isn't too huge for the map you're going for the scale. So that seems fitting. We're also going for The Walking Dead. Yes, the Telltale game. So she has been playing that, and there's at least one thing everyone has seen who's played at least like 15 minutes of The Walking Dead, and that's the backyard of Clementine. And I'm not really gonna make the backyard, I'm just gonna make the tree house inside of that backyard. Now we're gonna make the tree house from the backyard. Maybe some other recognizable spots. Not sure yet what we are exactly gonna create. Just the tree house is the main point of that area. We also have Stardew Valley. That's like the #1 game on our streams. So it's maybe a little bit too ambitious, but I want to create like the entire farm. So just the farm building, the specific crops she has growing with the specific scarecrows. Probably gonna take the longest time to create that area, but it's gonna be fun. Very recognizable and weird to see in 3D probably. So in the middle of the map there's gonna be like a main bigger area. That's gonna be from the Plague Tale, since that game has a lot of open areas. And we will include like a watchtower and a trebuchet. You know, like those things with the things in it, like you yeet things out of it. We're also gonna have like a little try to become a human area. It's basically just gonna be one small building, like an Android store. you have like the store, and there are androids inside just on display, and you have to walk past them to go and pick up the collectible. And I think once you pick it up, like, they spawn in an area around you, just looking at you with red eyes and like the deviate thing. So it just gives a little more creepy feeling. Then we have an area where it's full of socks. Yes, I know what you're thinking. Socks. It's actually socks. So in our Discord server, there's like a fancy sock Friday section. Everyone loves socks there. They're pretty fun to watch. So I just think socks fits the probably the game and the theme we're going for. So you have like a huge sock in the middle, and then like trees with instead of leaves they have socks, and on the ground are a lot of socks. So I'm not sure how we're gonna do that yet, but that could be fun. And there is one thing very noticeable about our streams, and that is ferrets. Yes, the little cute things. They're adorable. So I'm basically gonna create, there is an emote with a ferret holding a heart, and I want to make a statue out of that. Just a simple flat statue, not too wild or anything. Just like a statue in the middle of the woods somewhere. Just as a point of interest. The main enemy will be MorgiCorgie itself. I will try and create her the best I can. It's not going to be perfect. Well, it's probably not going to be perfect, but I'll try my best to make a fun looking enemy. And not too cute, okay? Yeah, not too cute. we have to do something about the cuteness. It has to be creepy, okay? So I set up a Trello board. It's nothing too special. It just has like in progress, on hold. So if I've done something but it's not done yet, I'm not working on it currently, it's gone on hold. Sometimes I still have to fine tune stuff, so that will be put on hold as well. And I have like a whole checklist with things to create in 3D modeling. But it's going to be fun. Everything is going through the Trello board. You'll see I already have a few things scratched off already. And now let's get on to development, shall we? Let's go. I created the flashlight in Blender. I didn't record the process, I already had it, so whoops. I imported the Unreal Engine. We put it on the camera so it's visible, like you're holding it when playing the game. Put a spotlight on it. The spotlight is not too good yet, but we'll figure that out later. And we created the code for the movement. So as you can see, we're all just walking now. And we're toggling on and off the flashlight. So the collectibles now are just like a cube with a big collider around it. I created the code and like a little interface thing. So I put a few down. And if you walk around, we see like the flashlight is not strong enough. But you can pick things up and it says 1 out of 8 collected. And as of now, when we collect all of them, it doesn't do anything yet since we haven't really set up the game mode. The game mode is something we'll come to later. It's just we have the basic mechanics working, and that's alright. The second day of work, I was messing around with the scale. Like you have like a meter in Unreal Engine, but it feels very small and awkward. So I put like a doorway down. And normally in real life, a door is like, what, 80 centimeters wide and like 2 meters high, 2.20 meters high. But if I did that in an Unreal Engine, it just wouldn't make any sense. Right? It just felt awkward and cramped. Like if you walk through it, it was like, am I gonna fit? Am I not too fat? That's basically how I noticed it when testing. So I've actually looked up some videos about the measurement system in Unreal Engine, and most people say like make the doors a little bit wider than its IRL, like 1.50 meters, and with the height just make like 2.5 meters maybe, depending on the game of course. If you have like a game with small characters, it doesn't really matter that much, but we just have like a normal human sized, well, an average sized human. So I've created just a little room, kind of like the measurements I've seen on the blueprint from the motel. We're gonna make the motel first. So I'm recreating the room from the motel from Control. I found the blueprints on the wiki, and I watched a few videos of it just to get a sense of scale, how big everything is to the character, and the doors are very big. That's one thing I noticed. But I have no idea how to create buildings, especially on Blender. So I'm just creating like a cube and extruding it to get like measurements for a room. This is just a basic model, and we're gonna import it into Unreal Engine, and we'll see how it goes. Yeah, we made the map a little bit brighter just so we can easily test things. And as you can see, we don't even fit through the door. Also, yeah, the normals were wrong. I didn't pay attention to like theoretical stuff in Blender. That's not on me. That's not my thing. Okay. It's like it's for Unreal Engine. It doesn't matter, you know. But apparently it does. It doesn't matter what you do. You always have to look at like normals, UV maps, everything. And I just didn't pay attention at all to it. So, oops, beginner mistakes. I just created like a huge block, which is just roughly the shape of the motel. It's not accurate, but just to get a sense of scale compared to the landscape. We have a pretty big landscape when we walk on it, but with a building and measurements, it maybe is a little bit too small, but we'll see. So I just put a block there. And with like the main scaling thing done, we're just gonna build like a basic environment. So we put like the room and the scaling on hold. I create a little environment with path and grass. And a spawn area. So we begin just in front of a path, and we can just walk everywhere basically. We're basically hand holding a little bit. So I just put down some trees and grass and such from a free asset pack from this month from Unreal Engine. I might use it, might not. I actually want to create these things myself, but on the other hand, if I can save time, we're saving time. So yeah, we're just messing around with the flashlight. So I already put like the intensity slider on the flashlight just all the way up, but it still wasn't bright enough. So I went online and looked up some tutorials about how spotlights work, and apparently you can just put in a random number, even exceeding the slider. Yeah, I know. I didn't know that was a thing. Normally you're limited to that, but I guess it's a game engine. You're not really limited to anything. Besides your imagination, of course, but yeah, that happened. So I cranked it up all the way. And then it worked. The flashlight actually gave off a decent amount of light, and I was happy with it. So we fixed the flashlight. A little bit all over the place. This is just the first week. All over the place. So yeah, with the flashlight done, I was like, we have like preset grass. That's fun. But I want my own grass. So I just followed a tutorial about how to create basic grass. And it's basically just a flat plane. And we actually 3D modeled grass. And like the individual grass thingies. And we projected that onto the plane. Then we exported that to Substance Painter. And within Substance Painter, we just drew the colors on, basically. At the time I made it, I didn't really have a drawing tablet yet, but now I have one. I have this beautiful thing. That's a drawing tablet. Isn't it nice? Yes, it is. So, Substance Painter, it's going to be way easier and way more efficient to work with. I can just draw things on it now instead of using my mouse, and my mouse feels clumsy, you know. So yeah, we imported it into Unreal Engine. In the material, we created the animations. So we basically put in all the textures we got from Substance Painter. We shoved that right in there. There's a nice feature in Unreal Engine, which you can add to a material, which is like a wind force animation thing. And I didn't know about that. That opened the world to me. Well, actually, everything opens the world to me, but it was so amazing. I didn't know it was that easy to create an animation. But yeah, we imported it. It was way too big, so we made it smaller. But it's too blocky for me. Yes, I'm picky about my own tutorials. About the own things I created with a tutorial. So we basically got rid of the block and we just put a flat thing there. And, I mean, didn't look too good. But we had simple grass, low in performance, and I'm all about that. But no, really, it's just a placeholder for now. Later in development, we will just see if we redo the grass or we just use like an asset pack. But we're not sure about that. We'll see that in later development. So I decided to actually start creating the motel, but properly, with proper portions. So I got an add-on, which is free for walls, and that's about it. Everything else is you gotta buy it, but walls are free. So I just put on simple walls on real live dimensions, and we just started creating a room. I have like a second add-on, which can easily put walls on surfaces. Walls on surfaces. What am I saying? No, I mean doors. Doors on surfaces, okay? Yeah, it can easily put doors on surfaces. And also windows. And you can like easily make measurement changes on doors and windows. So that's easy. That's nice. And since the thickness of the wall is like 2 sides, I had to import the door twice and then just shove it to the side. But yeah, done that. Created multiple rooms. And mirrored it basically, well, copy pasted it, aligned it with the blueprint, and I still had like an empty gap, so I just filled it up with a cube. Very easy. Okay, and then I created like an exit, so people can get out on the end of the hallway, so people could get out on the end of the hallway. I kept going back and forth between the blueprint and the video. Just to get a sense of scale. I copied the hallway, put it on the other side, and then started creating a lobby. After creating the lobby, it was time for floors, which was not that simple. Normally you just select forward vertices and press F and it automatically fills, but that was being a bitch. So shit happens. Yeah, then I just went on and textured everything. Well, put materials on it. Just colors, like all interior walls were green, the floor was red, the frames from the door frames and window frames were blue, the ceiling is purple, and the exterior is just completely gray. Just so if we import it in Unreal Engine, we can easily just create the material for those specific parts of the motel. Especially since after looking at the video, the walls are the same everywhere, so we don't have a specific type of walls in different rooms, so it was the same everywhere, so that was easy to work with. There are frames too, obviously, in every house as well, and we imported the Unreal Engine, and that's where the trouble hits. A problem. Massive roadblock. Okay, hear me out. I did an oopsie. It's not a small oopsie, it's a big oopsie. So when we're walking through the motel, you can't really see it at first, but if I pause on a specific part, you're gonna see it. So if you look at this screenshot, you can see there is like a shadow inside and a light source inside, but there is a ceiling, and the doors are not like massive, and the walls are not open or anything. So sunlight is leaking through the roof basically. And after a long while, listen to me, a long while, turns out it's the UVs. It's a mess. The UVs are a mess, but I mean really a mess. They're overlapping everything. After, let's say, like 4 hours of work on this, I tried to fix it. Fixing didn't go so well. Like, not at all. I tried like 4 hours to fix it. So after like 8 or 9 hours, I just decided to scrap it and start over. Yes, start over. So a couple of days later, I start over. I was just putting it away. It was just too much work in my head. Like just the fact that you have to scratch things you have worked on for like a full work day and start over. It's difficult to continue with, and I've struggled, but I've done it. So what I've done is like create the rooms by itself, create proper UV maps for that specific room, imported the room into Unreal, and it worked. Thank you. It worked. Oh, roll over to me. Again, I was a dum-dum, and I didn't focus on like the number one rule for texturing and anything. And apparently Unreal has like a big problem with light sources onto the mesh if the UVs are messed up. So I'm actually glad I found that now, since if I was gonna texture it and it was gonna look like shit, then I had to redo it all over again at a way later stage. But this was like the major roadblock, and also a very good learning point for myself. To not rush things and do things properly. Yeah, we basically recreate the mesh. We fixed the heights, and we put everything into the engine, stitched it together with an Unreal Engine, and then I just made one whole mesh out of it. And as you can see now, it works. Well, there's weird looking shadows through the windows. Not sure what that is, but I don't really give a shit. It works. That's all that is to it. Yeah, so it's not like if you walk through it and like one whole wall is like fully lit up. Like why even? But yeah, we fixed it. That's basically everything we've done this week. Messing with one motel. I'm glad that's over, but we still gotta do the texturing, and I'm not looking forward to texturing, since texturing can be a bitch sometimes. And we still have to make all the interior, like a desk when you walk in, and a computer, and all the beds, and fucking cabinets and stuff, and a lot of things to do. This was just the building itself. But yeah, next week we're gonna look at texturing the place and filling it with interior decorations and stuff. So I'm actually looking forward to it, since I've never really done decoration stuff. So that's fun. So yes, we kicked off this project. I'm actually very proud of myself that I actually have done this much. Maybe it doesn't seem like much, but I've actually done a lot of work on this. I had vacation, so I had a lot of time, and next week I have to work again, so I might not be able to do as much as I did this week, but we'll see, we'll figure it out. So I hope to do these devlogs like weekly, It sounds like fun. I'm enjoying it. I'm enjoying just recording what I'm doing and just talking to a camera. No, I'm talking to you. Yes, I'm talking to you. There are people behind the camera. I just can't see you. Where are you? Oh, damn, there you are. Oh, you're looking cute. Hello. Hope you're having a wonderful day. That might have looked creepy. Did it? I think it did creepy. So if you like this video and you want to keep up to date, please subscribe. Also check out MorgiCorgie. Her link is in the description. She's an amazing fella. And she has the cute ferrets. Come on, what else do you want? Ferrets. I mean, you can't hate them, right? So please subscribe if you like to keep updated about the progress throughout the development. I aim to do these each week, and hope to see you next week. Bye!